Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic. Yeah, this is like it's been a while. It's been a minute, Chama. We haven't
It's
recorded in
been a
probably
while.
kind of seems like a few months, but yeah, it's just a few weeks. The 2 weeks international break, and then I think a week before that we haven't recorded. But yeah, it's time we jump back into the final stretch of the season. This is
Yeah, at least.
yeah, let's get things started. This is game week 31 and 32 preview.
Mhm.
Timestamp. We're recording today. It's Monday, the 1st of April, at 10:32 p.m. here in the US. Chama, what's
Mhm.
the timestamp over there?
It's already Tuesday, the second, um, 2:30, around 2:32.
Okay.
And it's the deadline tonight, actually. But
Oh
yeah,
wow.
we gotta do it
Oh.
because it's the second. Tuesday is the deadline, right?
Yeah. That's why we're recording. Hopefully, I think hopefully by the time we put this out, probably game week. What do you call it? It would have been over. It would have been too late actually. So that's a good thing. We might just brush. I think we'll just brush on 31 and then mostly focus on 32. I'm gonna wildcard, which we'll talk about. I'll probably play the
Mhm.
wildcard and then also, plan. We were just talking about the fact that FPL seems stale right now, because there's not
Mhm.
many movement or not many players you can get that can change your game as much. It's just, I think, luck.
Mhm.
Most of these players that are doing well, most people don't have, and it's a hit and miss over there. People are taking hits. I don't think it's the right time to take hits right now because nobody knows what's happening. Nobody is really
Mhm.
being consistent. Haaland is not scoring. Salah is doing okay. Son is doing okay. The rest, nobody knows. So, yeah. Let's jump into the results for game week 30. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Newcastle 4, West Ham 3. This was a surprising one because I checked my scores and I saw West Ham 3. I was like, wow, this is crazy. What's happening to Newcastle? Next thing you know, it's 4-3. I was like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was an interesting game, which I think we'll talk about. I'm not sure if you watched this game, but we'll talk about it in the talking points.
I did. It was a really good game, to be
Okay.
honest. It's like the week started with with a very good game and ended with a very bad game, I would say.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then everything in between was just teams
Just
being rusty.
yeah,
Like
it's
like like there was no fun in
I
the
don't
games in
know. It's
between. I
it's
think yeah,
yeah.
the best game was the first game. The
It's a
worst was the
very
last one.
it's a
Anything in
very
between,
odd.
yeah.
I think it's a very odd game week, to be honest. Lots of
Yeah,
like
it's in
draws.
the international break. I think the
Yeah,
international break to have an impact on it,
and there was some,
massive.
yeah, I think so too. There's some injuries, and maybe players were traveling back to their clubs and they were tired from
Mhm.
from playing 2 games in the past 2 weeks. But yeah,
Yeah.
we talk about it in the talking points. Bournemouth 2, Everton 1, Chelsea 2, Burnley 2, 10 man down, Burnley, but Chelsea still couldn't capitalize. Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1, Sheffield United 3, Fulham 3, Tottenham 2, Luton 1, Aston Villa 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Brentford 1, Manchester United 1. Liverpool
Mhm.
2, Brighton 1, and then Man City 0, Arsenal 0. So, yeah, these were the results. Very, very funny.
Very,
Very funny.
very
But
funny,
anyway,
very funny, sir.
we'll
Yeah,
talk.
Sheffield United Fulham too was a good one, I think,
The
because of a lot
3-3,
of goals.
yeah.
Even the Chelsea game, Burnley was quite like the teams were so bad that the games ended up being good because the teams were conceding goals left, right, and center.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think even the Newcastle West Ham game, the only reason we are saying is it was a good game, it was because there was a lot of goals,
Goals,
there was a
yeah,
comeback
yeah,
and here and
yeah.
there. But it was not
Especially,
about the
yeah, the quality
it
of the
wasn't about the
game.
quality of the teams. There is, of course, there was some quality, like the goal that what is it called? Antonio scored the
Yeah.
pass from Paqueta. That was absolute quality. How you Bam scored in that goal too is absolute quality. But anyways, we talk about those things and the in the talking points and or like the FPL options that I imagine from those teams. But yeah,
A nice,
yeah, it was a rusty week.
nice segue. I think the Chelsea game, like we saw.
Mhm.
When I saw the because I was following, I wasn't watching because I was busy, but when I was following some of the scores, I was like, oh, okay. Red card. That means it's going to be easier for Chelsea. I was like, okay, yeah. Because right now my team is doing so poorly. Any player, any team around me, I'm trying to make sure that they don't win the games so that I can do well. But man, I think I've lost hope now. So,
Uh-huh.
but Palmer keeps on returning, man. Like at this point,
Mhm.
nobody is even thinking about taking him out of their teams because who do you bring in? Like he's consistently getting the points, getting the penalties, even though he doesn't do well. Maybe Chelsea doesn't do
Mhm.
well. He still manages to get the points, which is essential at this
Mhm.
point, and that's what FPL is all about. accumulating points.
Mhm.
Do you think he's
Mhm.
now an essential asset in FPL?
No, he absolutely is. If you look at the his price, and if you look at the his returns, um, I think since he started playing for Chelsea, he has more points than Salah. Like,
Wow.
I mean, because the first 3 or 4 games of the season he was
Hmm.
with Man City, then Chelsea signed him.
Yeah.
So he missed the first few games of the season. I think he only started starting for Chelsea in game week 6. So I believe I've not done the math, but if I believe from that point on, he might be top 2 in FPL when it comes to points.
Hmm.
So, like, and then the price he started at, it was around 5 point something, and I think he even dropped when he was at Man City to 4.9. So imagine a player from 4.9 having this kind of impact. It
Yeah.
is reminding me of the season that like the Leicester players had. That was Mahrez and Vardy. That kind of season that they had. Like,
Breakout.
and
Yeah.
Chelsea are still, and the team he played for, they are still rubbish in a way. But he's having an
Yeah, he's
exceptional
still
season.
doing well. Like, yeah, consistent. It's
Yeah. I did not have him ahead of this game week, but I just had to do everything to get him. Even though I sold Bowen. Bowen I sold, and then
he
he
scored.
played the
Yeah.
early game.
Hmm.
So he was torturing me watching Bowen. I just sold him for a hit. And then but
uh,
then you realize you sold him for Palmer, and then you know that anything that happens at Chelsea
it's
goes
Palmer.
through
It's through
Palmer. He
Palmer.
scores
Yeah,
and
definitely.
so yeah, that's what the fear I had for him was because everybody had him right at this point. You're talking about essential. I think everyone have him
Yeah.
now. It's kind of a stalemate, like you say. If you
Community
get the
property
point,
now, is
unless you cap,
that? Community property.
yeah, community property. Unless you captain him, you're gonna have
Yeah,
something
yeah.
different. But otherwise, he's having an exceptional season. He could have had more returns in that game. He created some very good chances that they did not take. He had some very other good chances, so he could have been on a hat trick or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm sure next season
The
his
price
price
is
is
gonna
gonna
be
go off
up.
the top.
Oh man. But that's the game, you know. That's the game.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah. Man City Arsenal. This game. The timing of this game was not the best, obviously, because I had to go to church, and then but I couldn't follow the results as well. But when I came out of I just checked my results. Okay, I have at least 1 45 minutes, but it took us like it took some time. But then I was surprised it was still 0-0. You know, like, I could understand the result, but not watching the game. But after that, when I saw the feedback from people that watched the game saying that it wasn't as interesting, but I was thinking it's like those 1-1 results where it was like very closely contested game, like back and forth. But apparently not. People are quite disappointed with this game.
Mhm.
What do you think is the cause of that? Like, do you think the two teams played for a draw, or do you think Arsenal actually came to defend to get the point because it's a difficult fixture for them? Like, what do you think is the result? I mean, the reason for a dull game like this one?
I like Ateta. uh, I don't like him because he's not a Liverpool manager, but I like him the way he thinks. If I have to think like somebody like thinking about football
Mm.
wise, I think I like him because he's somebody who is always trying to be better than he was
Yeah,
like
I
the
think
other
so.
day.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
last season, against Man City, Arsenal came out and what they did was they went two for with Arsenal, trying to take the game at Manchester City. They are very similar teams, the way they
Hmm.
play, the way they
Yeah.
defend and all those kind of things, the way they like to control games. So of course they were together, so they have similar ideas when it comes to football. So when Arsenal did that last season, they suffered. They suffered really badly. I think they considered 7 goals over the 2 legs against Man City last season, if I'm not wrong. They think they considered 4. The season before that, they considered 5 against Man City away to Man City, and they went to play. But this time around, this season in general, Arsenal know where they're supposed to play and where they don't supposed to play. They're just supposed to get a point.
Hmm.
Like at playing at Manchester City, playing at Liverpool, these kind of fixtures, if you get a point, you should take it.
Yeah,
And that is how they have
definitely.
approached this kind of game so far this season. Away, and when they play at home, they beat Liverpool, they beat Manchester City at home. So 4 points against their title rivals. That is very, very, very good over the course of the season. I know some Arsenal fans will be like, why did we defend and stuff like that? Yeah, Arsenal were the team that we are defending. It was not Manchester City. Both teams were careful in a way. But Manchester City, we all know Pep hates counter-attacking stuff. That's why the way he adjusts, he's bringing her fullbacks into the midfield, and then we have this kind of system now where you have the inverting fullbacks coming.
Hmm.
This is all to stop counter-attacking football. And Arsenal's game plan was if we can beat them on the counter, it's not going to
Fine.
happen,
Yeah.
right? So but City control the game. They were playing in Arsenal half for most part of the game. 72% possession. I
Couldn't
think
break
Arsenal
them
had.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, but couldn't break. Arsenal defended very well. They defended very deep. They went for the point. And then if they had the chance to win it, they go for it. But unfortunately, that did not happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very good point from Arsenal. But for football wise, it was the worst game I have seen. Two teams that are battling, and then two teams you expect so much from. In
Yeah.
terms of like they are very good attacking wise.
Finishing,
You know,
yeah, creating chances.
we expect so much from these teams, but the game was like I think in total there were less than 20 shots in the game. 3 shots on target in total for the two teams. Like there was
Wow.
no opponents out there. So yeah, I feel Man City should have been more like should have showed their quality more. Players like KDB, Foden, they were under par on that day. So, but at the end of the day, yeah, it was a good point for Arsenal, whatever people may think. And then I'm sure he's happy deep
Yeah,
inside
the
him that
point.
he get the point from where he
If
don't
you
usually get the point. Yeah.
if you look at it, it's an improvement from last season's result. That's how I look at
Yeah.
it. Like if a team beats you or have been beating you the past few seasons at home, multiple scoreline, and you manage to come one season and then you get a draw, that's a good result in my book. I don't know.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
So this
Absolutely.
this sets up the
Absolutely.
next topic, the title run in. So because we have
Mhm.
three teams, we have Liverpool, Arsenal, and then Man City. So how do you think this sets up the title run in these next 8 games, the last 8 games? Because this is crunch time now. This is this
Mhm.
is crunch time. So what happens?
You're asking the wrong person there.
I'm asking the right. I'm asking the right person because your team is leading the table
I'm,
right now.
yeah, I am in it. I think it's better for a neutral to talk about that, but it's gonna be very interesting. I think it's gonna be
Ah,
very very interesting.
oh man.
Well, at the start of the season, I did not expect Liverpool to be in this
Mm,
position in the first place. So, from a Liverpool point of view, I'm just trying to enjoy. I watch our game against Brighton, which we will talk about maybe when we come to the fan section. Even when Brighton score, I was so it never happened to me. Like in the past few seasons, when we were in title race or something like
mm.
that, when Liverpool are losing, like I have a lot of pressure on myself. But this was not the case. We are losing, and I'm just enjoying the season because this position we are in.
You don't
I
have,
did not
yeah, you
expect it.
didn't have it. You
Yeah,
didn't exactly. You didn't have
I did not expect
expectations.
it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just enjoying the ride as we go along. So yeah, that is it. But in terms of the running, it's going to be very interesting because we have never seen three teams
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah.
into this stage of the season like
Tight, like
with a chance of
so
winning.
close. Yeah.
Like you cannot separate them. You cannot
Hmm.
separate them. Before this game week, it was 1 point between the three of them. Now, because of that draw, Arsenal 2 points and Man City 3 points, which is still close. And Man City have the better fixtures. And Man City don't have to play any of their rivals again, like the big rival. They will not play Liverpool, they will not play Arsenal,
Hmm.
and they don't have to play Manchester United. So I think Tottenham is the only fixture that is
Can
quite
give them
challenging
like
for
a trial.
Manchester City.
Yeah. Can,
That usually give them
yeah, a tough
a
time. Yeah.
challenge. But Liverpool still have to go to Manchester United. Like I always tell you, regardless of which how we are playing, I'm always gonna be worried when we go to Manchester
Nah.
United. And similarly, like just like when I say when we play at home at Anfield, this is the same feeling. It's just the opposite, reverse feeling. But Manchester United is gonna be very tough
I don't think so.
for Liverpool, and then we have to go
Well, yeah. Well,
and
anyways.
then we have to play. Yeah, we have to play who I think Aston Villa away, which will be very difficult.
Yeah,
I think.
that would be
And then
difficult. Yeah, yeah.
you have Tottenham at home. Tottenham should always cause us trouble sometimes. And then Arsenal too. They have difficult fixtures. To be honest, they have
Mm.
Tottenham away. They have Manchester United away. They are places that they are not gonna take points from. They not easily take points from. So it's gonna be very interesting. But yeah, it's difficult to separate the three teams. So I cannot say who who is the favorite right now, but it's gonna be tight. What is your thought?
Man, if you ask me who's going to win it, I think Man City haven't been Man City this season. Like,
Mhm.
the team, the chemistry, something changed where I think they should rebuild again because most of their
Mhm.
players or the players that they rely upon, like, are kind of having it tough. Like, KDB was injured and he's back, but he's not on form. And they need more players like Foden. Foden he's consistent, he's young, but he can't only be him. You know, I don't think they replaced Gundogan properly. Mahrez, they haven't replaced properly. They only had what's this new guy that they signed? What's his name again? The winger,
Doku.
Doku. So and so some games you watch them and it's like every outlet is from Doku, and the guy just came in this season. You know, like at least integrate him properly into the team. I kind of feel like I don't know whether Pep has lost all his ideas or whether he needs more players or he needs to refresh the team. I don't know, but something is missing where Haaland is not getting the chances that he usually gets in a season. Last season he had a lot of chances, you know, and this season maybe he's the chances are there, but he's not taking them, or maybe the team is just not flowing. But yeah, I feel like they're not going to win it this season. If I had to pick one team not that's not going to win it, I think in the three, I think it's them. They might finish, I think, finish second, probably best, but not first. Arsenal can win it because at this stage last season, like it was all one loss and then and one two injuries and then everything was like like just went from bad to worse. You know, I mean from good all the way and then they just like drop out of the race. This time around they're hanging in there. They're not leading, but they're close enough that they can lead. They can just come from behind and just like lead until the end of the season. But the team that's in the driving force right now, I believe, is Liverpool, because number one, nobody expected that they will be at this stage during the season, because the midfield itself, a lot of your leaders left, and this is a new midfield, and they're doing well, and there's no expectations for them to win it. So that alone is like pressure off their shoulders. They're overachieving right now. You know what I mean? So I feel like and you guys have been there before. You still have leaders that are in the team like Van Dijk and Trent and them. So they know what they have to do to win the league. It's not like they haven't found themselves in this position before. So they are capable. My pick, if you ask me, even though I hate to say it, I think it's Liverpool. They're gonna win. You guys are gonna win the league. To be honest, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, but and something I want to add is about Liverpool is of course we should talk about this when we go to this fan section, but we can do it together. It's about the returning players because the emerging players. You talk about the midfield. The midfield is key because McAllister, I think he has been one of the best midfielders in the league this season. He has, especially over since January. The start of the season he was playing the 6, and then now he's playing the 8. Like he's playing both. Like, he has been exceptional. And then you have Sabusla. He had the blip in the middle of the season, and then Endo. Endo have come up and everybody who was doubting him now. They look like a fool for doubting him in the initial stage. But the key thing for me is the players who emerged from the Liverpool youth teams. Kelleher, for example, of course, I always trusted him. Players like Bradley. We are not
Bradley.
missing Trent.
Yeah,
Not the best
definitely.
right
No, nobody's talking about Trent.
Exactly. And then you go to the center back area. What they are talking about is Ibu Konate, Matip is out, and then Ibu Konate is not even fit for the season. Like Konsa is coming, and then he has just filled in seamlessly. And then you go to left back. Joe Gomez is playing left back, right back, center, and then wherever he plays, he's doing a decent job. Even though I have my reservations about him playing at left back and stuff like that, but he's doing a job. And even the younger players, when they come in, they always feel like they can contribute.
They
And then
step up,
imagine the
yeah.
players are gonna. Yeah, Allison is gonna be coming on in this match, this April. Trent is running. He will be back in a week or so. Robertson, he will be back in the game against Man United, or maybe even the game against Sheffield United. Ibu Konate was on the bench in the last game. Jota is already coming back. So like the fringe players are doing very well, and the youth players that came up, they have really stepped up. So that's why with the players coming, the experience we have, like we are feeling comfortable. We are feeling comfortable. I'm not saying we're gonna win it, but we're feeling
No
comfortable.
pressure, man. No pressure. And last but not least, I think we should have started with this one. Is the Newcastle game against West Ham? Since you said it's the best game of the weekend, what were your takeaways from this game?
Yeah, I regret not going for
Isaac?
for Isaac. Yeah, because he was in my third ahead of the week. Because it was him, Darwin, and then Palmer and Gusto. So I ended up with Gusto and Palmer. And then Gusto
Oh,
ended
and
up
Gusto
getting
is
injured.
injured.
So
Oh man.
I did, yeah. So, but of course, I could have ended up with Darwin at the end, and then he gave me 2 points, and then, so yeah, it is what it is. But I was very impressed with them. I was very impressed with both teams. Newcastle, I feel, David Moyes cost them the game. Antonio was doing an exceptional job in that game, and then he took him off, and then that's when the wheels went off. Like Calvin Phillips, I don't know what he how about Samwell look guy
He
because
always makes an error. Like the past, since he's been there, he's been making errors
uh-huh.
that leads them to lose games, like costly errors, serious costly errors.
Yeah. I feel sorry for him, man. I feel sorry for
Yeah,
him. He went there to
to
revitalize his
rejuvenate his,
career
yeah,
and
but
then
it's not
rejuvenate
working,
himself
man.
and go. But yeah, it's not working for him. It's
Mm,
really sad.
yeah,
For
it
such
is,
a player
it is.
who, yeah. But anyways, the game was interesting because there were loads of goals, and that's what we want to see: entertainment, and loads of quality goals. But then watching Bowen was difficult for me. It was really difficult. I was just praying for him not to get any bonus point, just so that he can soften the blow. But in the end, I took a -4 to get Palmer for Bowen. Palmer get 15 points. Bowen got 14 points, 11 points, 10 points rather. So I get 1 point on top of like 1 point ahead of what I should have get if I kept Bowen instead of Palmer. So it was a win in an analytical point
A
of view,
small
but
win,
it
yeah.
was difficult watching. Small win, yeah. But it was difficult to watch Bowen. And Kudus, yeah, Kudus, what a player Kudus is also. He scored like his shot power is, I think, is up there with
The
anyone
best
in
of
the
it,
league.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think any player.
definitely.
Yeah,
The way he shoots the ball, if you it's like you're wondering, is did he really shoot that ball like that? And it's
yeah,
quick, yeah,
he's so strong.
yeah.
And both feet, left foot, right
Yeah.
foot, everything is so strong,
He's
powerful.
next season is gonna be, he would have settled in, hopefully, into the Premier League, and we're gonna expect more things from him, man. Honestly, I don't think he's
Yeah.
gonna stay in
What
West
do
Ham
you?
for long. Yeah, a big team is
Yeah, yeah.
definitely
What
gonna
what do
come
you
for him.
expect his price to be next season?
What's his
Very
price? What's
expensive.
his price now? No, he's gonna go up, but not by much because he came in half of the
Six,
season.
6 he's 6.5 this season.
Yeah, it's just probably gonna go like 7.5. You should that's fair enough. Until now, until the end of the
Uh,
season.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's fair.
So moving
Mhm.
on, let's go to our game mix. It wasn't the best, man. We both had red arrows, obviously. So yeah, I think, man, I've been having red arrows like the past 2 3 game weeks. It's like just worse. I guess I kind of smelled 100 K, and then for a short while during the game week, and then dropped. It's like they're punishing me for smelling top 100K. I don't know what's happening. But since then, I've dropped like 83,000, man. So anyway, 51 points, all out. I have some flags that you can see. The average was 47 points.
Flags are everywhere.
Flags are everywhere, but yeah,
I,
it's part of the game right now at this point. Gaming rank of 4.2 million. In my team, I had Kelleher with 2 points. Stupid. Since I brought Kelleher in, I've been having really bad game weeks. I don't know what's going on. he's gonna he's gonna leave.
it's psychological. It's
It's
psychological.
the enemy, man. When you bring in the enemy, you can't make good use of them. So I have to think about
It
it.
does not work.
He's
Yeah.
leaving. Estupinian with 1, Ake with 1, Gusto with 1. My defense terrible. Midfield, Saka with 3, Captain Son, thank God, with 20. So that's good. Foden with 3,
That's a
Pava
big
with
win for you
15.
guys. I saw captain as a big win because you were afraid of Salah captain and then Son
Yeah,
ended up
yeah,
outscoring Salah. So
definitely. That's what I
it's a
was
big
afraid
one.
of. Definitely. That was my worry this whole game week, to be honest. Morris 2, Watkins 1, Haaland with 2. And then you see the bench, Ariola with 2, Zinchenko with 0. He's fit, still got me 0 on the bench. Hichan with 0. And then Kekes, your boy, the guy that you said that he was going to start, gave me 6 points. I wish I had started with him.
I know. I saw
Yeah.
him.
I was like, man, then he was, third bench. Anyway, your team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
wrap
yeah.
it up.
I saw Caracas actually ahead of the game week because he was after he was flagged actually ahead of the game week. They say
Yeah,
he had a
yeah.
calf
He was
injury.
flagged, yeah. That's true.
Adding that to the fact that he was not starting for the last 2 games, like I was convinced he's not gonna start. He's not gonna be, and then he started, played 60 minutes, and then Bournemouth considered he was the only one who get the
The
cleansing
six,
points.
the 6 points.
Like of
that's
all the defenders and the goalkeeper, he's the only one.
that's FPL. That's FPL, man, for you. That's FPL.
FPL is crazy. Yeah, you see, I got Neto. Neto give me 2 points. This is 1, 2 point or one.
Who?
It's 2 points. Neto. Neto. But at
Oh,
least I
two
get the
points.
Gabriel clean sheet and Gusto 1 point. Pedro Udogi 2 points. Madison, I was so disappointed with him too. I even want to sell him. But if looking at his fixture in the next 2 game weeks, not this particular one, but the next one, game week 32. It means I cannot sell him, but I really don't want him in my team right now. I brought him in, but he's not been fun. Palmer, I brought in for Bowen, and then Salah, of course. I had Salah. He was in my plan. And then Saka so was very disappointed. 3 points. He did not like, but this was the Arsenal game at the
It's
end
a
of the
tough
day.
game. Yeah, it's a tough game.
It was a tough game. Yeah, Son with his 10 points. Watkins too out injured now,
Out injured. Yeah.
and then Tony. At least Tony to give me some 5 points. So I woke actually I watched the United game, but I only woke up for the extra like the stoppage time. So I know what the 90 minutes. I came on when United scored. That's when I started watching.
Shouldn't waste your time.
And
You did the perfect. Waste your time.
no, but Brentford were impressive. I think they completely almost played you guys off the park. They should have won that game, right?
Yep, robbery. Like I said. Anyways, the Kotu Classic Mini-league update. It's pretty close, man. It's pretty close. Somewhat. But firstly, the manager of the week is Abdullah Njai, ABN, with 91 points, man. So congrats, Abdullah Njai, with 91 points.
I wish I had those points.
I'm telling you, man. this is very crucial right now. Having these points. No worries, man. But anyways, starting at number 5, Ahmed Tigan Suleiman is rising to 5th, the A team. Still at number 4, no movement, is the return of Bok, Tiango, our guy. And then moving up to 3 is Alaji Bitei, off to Saudi. And then moving down to 2nd is Hani Mukhtar, Alaji Bitei. And then moving up to 1st is Al Mubashir.
Actually, that is Mauda Jallo, number 3. I missed it up.
Mauda Jabi.
Off to Saudi, Maudo, yeah.
Okay.
Mauda Jallo.
Yeah, you can see you see there's 3 points in the first and second, and then you see the order. So there's like a bit of an opening of a gap right now, because before it was pretty close, it was pretty close. And then you have Modo was 10 and 11 with 1 point difference.
We might end the season on level on points.
It's crazy, man. But it's a win for you because you don't have Salah, and I had Salah. Salah choose the season where you don't have him to have his worst season. But any second season, so it might be second season syndrome. You never know.
Hopefully next season they reduce his price, because next season
fine. That would be nice. That would be.
he will be back in my menu. This season was an experiment.
He'll be like a be like a 10 million. That's fine. 10, 11 million.
The only takeaway I have from that is I feel comfortable selling him or not having him.
Right,
but at least next season, when it is right to have him, I will have him. When he's not right, I will definitely not have him. That is how I like, because this season the problem I think many have was when he was right, they have him. When he was not right, they still have him. And
that
then
is the fair.
Yeah, that's the fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually feel sorry for the FPL managers when we don't record, when we lead it at the top, number 1, number 2, when somebody move at the top, you wanna cover it when you are recording.
I know. Yeah, so we apologize. A lot of things has been happening, like you had the flu, I had the flu, you had the flu, you're traveling, like there's so many things, man, so
yeah, exactly. It's not just because we are doing poorly.
I know, right?
Because some people will tend to think, these people, they are doing very badly now. They don't even want to record the podcast. Yeah. That's not the case.
Yeah. But
just to put it out there.
Well, moving on to fan corner. It's depressing talking about my club now. I just put one picture on there and then just call it a day. To be honest, I don't have no, I have no, because it's so like yo-yo. It's like either really good, like in the cup when we beat you guys, or very bad when we are being played out of the park by it's like what else? To be honest, truly, I just want this season to be over. That's all I want. I just want it to be over. Whatever position we are gonna get, cool, no problem. It's fine. Let this season be over and we can just take a break. Because like we don't there's no structure, there's no strategy. Like you don't even like the only good thing is maybe we have 3 youngsters that are there that are, maybe the bright spark in the team that maybe we can build upon maybe next season and moving forward. But man, it's poor.
Kobe. Yeah, he's good. He's good, kid, Kobe.
Yeah, we are happy.
And
That's like he's the small positives from this season.
him and
Menu,
Garnacho.
Garnacho, Hoyland too. So some of these small positives. My guy Onana also is doing well recently. People are actually giving him
Onana
his
is
flowers. Yeah, he's finally settled in. And I'm happy for him. Hopefully, next season we actually use him how we are supposed to use him, which is like utilizing his ball playing. High what do you call it again? The high line type of super keeper. That's what we need him to do. And we need to get the proper defenders in place. I don't want to see Maguire and Lindelof again. I need, some other ball playing, quick defenders in my team so that I can play good football that I enjoy watching, man. It's depressing, I'm telling you. Not gonna lie. But anyways, now we are like 8 points off of the top four. We're never gonna get top four anymore. The best thing we can hope for is probably fifth, but even that is a stretch right now, to be honest. I don't think we're getting Europe next
that's
season.
it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough, right? Because Tottenham and Aston Villa are
I
occupying
don't I
those
don't
spots.
I don't think we're getting
It's
top
difficult.
five,
It will be
to be
difficult.
honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
I
but
just
your game against Brentford, I think I like there were a lot of records I had. And did you hear what your coach said at the end of the game?
I didn't want to know. I
Like,
heard people reacting to it. I don't want to know. I'm tired. Like it's
you're dead.
yeah. What did he say? Please let me know. What did he say?
No, he was asked because of the chance amount of chance because Man United they concede a lot of chances every single game,
Every single
right?
game. Yeah.
Of
Yep.
Yeah, but of course, not everything is high quality chance. But you are considering 30 shots, or like I think from January to now, Man United considered more shots than anybody in the league
Mm-hmm.
from January to now,
Mm-hmm.
which is insane.
It
Like we
doesn't
are
make
talking
any
about
sense. Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
there are teams like Sheffield United and stuff like that. So when I was asked that question, if he is worried about that, he said, "Well, if they are not scoring it, it's not a problem. So if the opponent is not scoring the goals, it's not a problem." And I think that was a
The
that
bad
was that was
bad response. Yes.
it was a
It,
it
it,
was a
it
bad
doesn't it
response
doesn't
because of
inspire confidence, to be honest. Yeah.
absolutely, especially at this level, you have to think about the performance. That's why it's always important to separate performance and results. Of course, results there is a relationship between them, but sometimes a team can come and create 10 big chances in a game, and then they miss all of them because they are poor finishing. That does not mean you were great or
Mm-hmm.
you were the reason for that being the case. But so you have to analyze the performance. The performance was poor, and then you look at it from that point of view. How can we improve the performance? Okay, we get the result, but the performance was not good. Then this is what the top coaches are doing. Understand? They usually separate when you're analyzing the performance and the result. Always you listen to the club, he will tell you, oh, this was our best. Sometimes clubs say, like, example, when we play against you guys in the
Mm-hmm.
FA Cup, he said that was one of the best performances we played at Manchester United for a
Mm-hmm.
particular period of the game, performance-wise.
Yeah.
And everybody will agree. There was a time that Liverpool completely battered Man United in that particular game. But in the end, what was the result? Man United won the game. But you have to analyze both of them separately and then take the good things and then the bad things. I don't know if he was just doing it for the camera's sake and
I
then inside
I
is a
think
different thing.
I
Or
think
mm-mm,
he's under pressure because the
mm-hmm,
club is going through a lot of changes right now. With the Sir Jim buying the thing, so he's now kind of like he's auditioning for his role again.
mm-hmm,
Because if you're a new owner, you're coming to the club, you come into ownership of the club, right? You want new changes everywhere. It's just normal, for you to buy something and you see change. But I kind of feel like the new owners are kind of stuck in a way because there are not many coaches out there that you can hire anyways. Who are you going for?
Southgate. I'm here in Southgate for United.
Well, let's move on to please. I think I think
The Southgate one it's just very funny. Yeah, what is it called? Carragher or stuff like that. They are on Sky Sports talking about okay, Carragher, he could be a good coach for Man United. Of course,
no,
Carragher is a
please,
Liverpool
please,
fan.
please,
So
please.
if I say Southgate is a good coach for Man United, you know that I'm absolutely taking the piss or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
So that is the case, right? So
But what
I
I
was
what, I-
really
what I
pleased
heard
with
is
that.
that it's just rumor, but we are considering. Let's say they are considering their options. But the problem is
Yeah.
right now, like even if they fire him, right? Who are we
Uh,
gonna get as a replacement? I don't see any good coach there, like that's available right
yeah.
now. That's the
And
problem.
that's where we are at right
Yeah.
now, actually, because For us, nothing will be better than Klopp. Like that is the case. Nobody who's coming for Liverpool right now will be better than Klopp. But anyway, we'll go to Liverpool
Yeah.
soon. So
Yeah.
then Mark good. I saw
Let's
Mark
just
good.
go
Mark
to
good.
yours.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish your thought
No,
before.
then I mean I just saw my Goodbridge was talking. You know, he's very direct when he's like he's one of the favorite one of my favorites to listen when it comes to football generally nowadays. Even though he's a United fan, but when he talks about football, I just enjoy what he's
He's
saying.
honest
So he
about
was
it. He's
talking about
honest about it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. He's very honest about what his thoughts and stuff like that, and he never hold back. He will say everything as it is,
Mm.
and that is what we want to do. He's a voice for all of us, kind of. So he was talking. He's like, why didn't Kariga say that this guy Southgate was good for Liverpool because Liverpool are also looking for a coach. So but that was a perfect.
It's
And
true.
then this guy went, what's his name? Glenn Johnson. Glenn Johnson. He said Liverpool should consider Southgate as their, and that is when I we finished listening to what he was saying. So whatever we say, that is just of course
Uh,
Southgate is not good
oh, please,
for any team.
please.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I
So
didn't want to entertain
well,
that, to be honest. That's ridiculous,
mhm.
man.
Yeah,
Uh,
crazy.
yeah. So Liverpool,
Okay, we
what's going on with Liverpool? At least you guys have something to talk about. It's fun listening to even our rivals fans talk about their club because something nice is happening. Not for us, it's not.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. Well, at least for us, if not nothing, you watch Liverpool game, you are entertained. That is one
at
thing.
least, yeah,
Even if they are not winning, you will get entertained because of the way they are playing this heavy metal. Like Liverpool were leading Brighton for 2. Of course, if you are a Liverpool fan, maybe like a Liverpool fan, you will have a little bit of pressure, especially when we are 2-1. Liverpool were leading, and then the game was like a basketball game, going left, right, and center. Like Brighton, they will fly. They were not killing the game. So after the game, I watched Arsenal. After the game, I say, seriously, Liverpool should do what Arsenal is doing
it's
right now.
playing.
If they
Yeah,
were like, when it comes to defending, we need to make things boring now. We need to make things boring, but it is not in our DNA to do that, right? It's not in the DNA. The season we won the league, we were playing similar to Arsenal. I can say it was
yeah,
very similar, but
that's the thing. You had expectations to win the league. That was the thing. But
yeah,
now, like you're not expected to win it.
everything
So
is.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. You
But it's
guys,
fun.
it's
It's
fun.
fun to watch
It
though.
is.
It's
Yeah,
fun to watch
it is.
because they are always going left, right, and center. The game is always at 100 miles per
Open
hour
ended.
running.
Yeah, open ended. You
Yeah,
attack. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But espresso, man, espresso is not good for your health. To be honest, like somebody say, watch it. Someone in Liverpool is not for the faint-hearted. To be honest, and that is very, very true. You have to be very strong-hearted. But McAllister, what a player he has been. He has turned out to be. I mentioned him earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier in the season, he was the one he was entrusted to play the defensive midfield role, and everybody was concerned with that because Endo was like more of a just a second option, like a plan B or stuff like that when we need him. But then Endo, found his place in the team, and then now McAllister has finally moved forward because of a lot of injuries, of course, Curtis Jones and stuff like that, who are also coming back from their
Mm-hmm.
injuries. Those players and McAllister, like, did you see the pass he passed for Salah's goal? You did not see it? You should see that. Like, it was exceptional, to be honest. Like, like I said, the game was running like at a very high speed, but he picked up Salah inside the box. Like, it was exceptional pass. And I think if Liverpool are gonna win the league, which I'm not saying is gonna be the case, I think he's gonna be the key player. He's like in the second half of the season, he has been the best Liverpool player. I think in the first half of the season, I said Szoboszlai was
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah, yeah.
like the star player, and then he dropped. McAllister has taken up that mantle now, and like the way he's playing is exceptional. And then we talk about the coach. Of course, this week Alonso, announced that he was gonna stay at
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen,
Yeah.
which is a big blow for us Liverpool fans because without doubt we wanted Alonso because of the connections we
Mm-hmm.
have with him and what he is doing. Of course, I think that is the main thing. What he's doing at his club. The club, they have not lost a single game this season. Single
Yeah.
game they have not lost in the cup and the European competition. No, like that is insane. And
I
then the
want
league,
him to. I want him
we
to
are in
win. I want him to win the league and the Champions League. That would be nice. Yeah, for him to win both.
the Europa League,
Europa. Sorry,
Europa League.
Europa League.
Hopefully,
That would be nice.
hopefully
Yeah.
it will be Liverpool. It will probably Liverpool with them finals. I don't know, but that is
That
that
would
is
be
how it
fun.
is.
That would be fun.
That will be fun. Yeah, but it will be kind of a home game for Liverpool because it will be in Dublin, where all Liverpool fans are from, to be honest, because it's close to Liverpool, like Ireland, that side is close to Liverpool, and
Mm.
most of these Liverpool, that's why there is Liverpool, they feel they're not English, They feel they are more even Irish than English. But yeah, Alonso, it's a big blow for us. Now, who's going to be the next option? That is the thing they have been thinking. Amorim is the one who's been mentioned. Personally, I don't know much about him, but I've been listening, I've been watching a lot of stuff about him. He's doing a great job with Sporting Lisbon. One of the, top emerging young coaches coming from Portugal. But like over the past few seasons, we have had some top quality coaches emerging from Portugal, like Victor Villas-Boas when he moved to Chelsea. He was one of the, and it did not work out. So I don't know. I don't know if I like, because we are losing Klopp. There is, even Alonso was not going to be ideal to replace Klopp. If you ask me, Klopp was going to replace Klopp himself. But now that our first choice, we miss him. We're not going to have him. Like it's
gonna be. Yeah, man.
Like I cannot really look at any coach and say, okay, I'll be comfortable with them. That was the case with Alonso, and now it's even worse. So I don't know what to make of the Liverpool coaching situation. But at the end of the day, I trust the people at the top
making
who makes those decisions. Yeah, I trust them because of Michael Edwards is back. I think we never talk about that. Michael Edwards, he was the most influential guy during the club era. He was the reason Klopp is a Liverpool manager in the first place. Because when Klopp came to Liverpool, he was coming back from a very poor season, I would say. But then because of their analytical data analytics and stuff like that, they could see that, yes, Klopp, results-wise, he was 7th or 8th in the league. But if you look at the performance that he was giving, you analyze him from a performance, they were the second best team in the league in that particular season. So it was just a mere bad luck. He was also the reason that Liverpool have Salah, because Klopp did not want Salah, and then he convinced Klopp.
I heard about that story too.
That was Michael Edwards. He's back, So I trust those people. He's now not in the sporting director position. He's now in a bigger position, a higher position. He's now the director of football for Liverpool. So he's the one who's going to direct everything that's going to go on with Liverpool and in terms of football. So he's going to hire the sporting director, who he has already hired, the Bournemouth sporting director, what's his name? Richard Hughes. And he's setting up his team again. So I trust them. That's the only thing I have. But in terms of somebody's out there who can replace the club, I cannot. I don't see it.
I feel it's going to be growing pains. Like just like every other team suffers when they lose their main coach. It's going to take you guys a few years, unless you're extremely lucky to just get somebody who just fits in. But it's going to take time, and you guys need to be patient. that's one advice I have for you, because we are still looking for the manager after how many years. So I know all about patience at this point in time now. So
what do you think of Amorim, by the way?
I don't know much about him, to be honest. But one thing I know is that being a coach for a big team in one of the best leagues, the most stressful leagues in the world, it's not easy. Anybody. We've seen it. We've seen some of these coaches come up and take like big roles, and like because the media and the spotlight doesn't make it easy for them to like make mistakes and learn. So you have to like be on your A game. And some of these coaches, it's easier to be in a smaller team because you don't get the spotlight as much. You can make mistakes, But man, if he has a good team around him, which I feel that you guys have, I think he can probably step in there and do a job for you guys,
And then there's another problem, There's another big problem coming. But I like Klopp said earlier, we used to focus on the season, and that's what I wanted to do. But of course, we are talking about Liverpool, so maybe we can go a little bit deeper. We have another problem: the players, Salah, Van Dijk, Trent. Salah, 100%. I think he will leave at the end of the summer. I just think it's time for him to go. Like even last season, that was my feeling, because I was not expecting us to be in the title race. If I was expecting that, then I would have wanted him to stay. But I was not expecting it. So I just wanted us to get a team that can get us into top 4 and then try to rebuild with. But then, surprisingly, we are in the title race. He will leave, I think, at the end of the summer, because 1 year will be left with his contract. I don't know if Michael Edwards, the reason why he left in the first place was because he had clash with Klopp. Because Klopp becomes so influential in the club to the point that like he started. That was we signed Thiago, players like Thiago. We love it. We love those signings. Okay. But Michael Edwards will never sanction a signing of a Thiago, because he's always thinking about how
the future, how you maximize
this kind of things. And then
investment,
club
yeah.
felt he was at the, club has achieved something. Now he want to take his team to the next level. So that kind of clash happened between them. And then Michael Edwards felt, okay, I've done my job now. It's now time for me to step aside. So it will be strange to see if he will give a contract to these players. Salah. But he's not the one making that decision, of course. It's going to be the sporting director. But they are kind of in the same mold because they have the same ideas. They are close to each. They are close. That's why he hired him, because he think he can work the way he wants. He can mirror him in a way. So Salah, 30, 33, 34, or 33 in the summer. Like, you cannot give him a less lucrative contract because he's on 350 a week right now. Saudi are offering him around 100, like open book or something, more than anyone playing in the Saudi league. So if he's gonna get that in the Saudi league, Liverpool cannot offer him anything less. So is it sensible for them to offer him that? Van Dijk, he's also 1 year left in his contract. Are they going to offer him a new contract, or is Van Dijk going to be willing to stay with the new, without knowing who is going to be the new manager at Liverpool? Trent is a different case because he's a Liverpoolian, so for dealing with him will be much easier than dealing with Salah and Van Dijk. So, but at the end of the day, he also has to be convinced about the project. Regardless, he has to be convinced about the project. So these are a lot of problems that are going to be surfaced at the end of the summer. But then, anyways, let's enjoy the season as it is right now. The last few games, the last few times we have with club, and then let the people who are up there deal with that kind of problem.
All right. So moving on to the fixtures. This is for game week 31. Like we said, we're recording, but hopefully, I don't think this will be out in time for 31. So I think we'll just jump to let me see, to game week 32 actually. Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, week 31. The only interesting fixture is Man United Chelsea. And they call it the laughing stock. I had it on Talksport. They said the laughing stock fixture Chelsea versus United. But both teams are in the FA Cup semi-finals.
It's very irrelevant, man, because both teams are really, to be honest, dead right now. So, but it's going to be an interesting game, It's going to be an interesting game. I don't fear Chelsea. Even if they beat us, it's fine right now. But even though I want to win because I want to play for something like a fifth or a sixth, but they are in 11th. I don't know what this win does for them, anyways. But yeah, it's I don't know. We should be talking about these two teams because nothing to fight for at this point, man, honestly. But yeah,
yeah, but the good fixtures, I think, this week. Are you wildcarding this week or the
well, in fact, I didn't even know that deadline was tonight. So right after this podcast, I need to sort out my team, man. We'll talk about that. Let's just go through this and we'll talk about mine. Let's talk about it quickly because we have we need to.
Yeah, but I think the wildcard should be easy. Because of you factor that Arsenal are gonna have double fixtures in 31.
Yeah.
And Liverpool are gonna have.
I have three.
And then you look at and then you have look at the fixtures that Liverpool and Arsenal have in this particular game week. So yeah, I think it's absolutely sensible to go all out in those two teams and then just attack it for the wild card. And then who are Crystal Palace too are having a double game week, right?
I'm not impressed with Crystal Palace right now, to be honest. Maybe Bournemouth is even better than Crystal Palace. Like
maybe a goalkeeper or something because
maybe a goalkeeper.
Yeah, so exactly because they have the best doubles if you look at it.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth also. Yeah, Bournemouth have Crystal Palace have a good double. Yeah, like we'll see from here who Bournemouth. Aston Villa is difficult for them. Wolves, but then Crystal Palace. Yeah, maybe a keeper like you said. So 32. Let me guess. I didn't prepare the fixture for 32. So it's Arsenal, Brighton, Aston Villa, Brentford, Bournemouth, Luton, and is this Brentford? Yeah, Brighton. Okay, Luton, Everton, Chelsea, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace, Man City. It's a difficult fixture. Everton, Burnley, Fulham, Newcastle, Liverpool, Man United. I don't know. Yeah, and then So that's it. Newcastle, Fulham, Forest, Tottenham, West Ham, Wolves, Spurs, Nottingham Forest. Yeah. So I'm gonna wildcard. I think we have a few talking points. We just go over this because I'm trying to rush against time.
Yeah.
Gaming 31, 32. we have some talking points, so we'll just try as much as possible. First things first, FPL, they're trying to spruce up the game, make it more interesting. So there's what they call FPL challenge. I heard about this, I think from Andy. He said that
Uh-huh.
they came on Twitter and they put a picture and then there's some like I don't know what you call like a teaser and then they deleted the draft. That was about 2-3 weeks ago. And
Mhm.
then now I see that it's up and running. FPL challenge. It's kind of cool if anybody wants to check it out. I think it's a weekly challenge where after every week you get 15 players, just like starting off the FPL. You get 15 players. I think 100 million as well, and then you choose your players. But then each and every week you have a challenge. Okay, this challenge is maybe this week. Choose your players, and then you can have up to 5 players from a team from the same team. But then but every week you lose those players and you have to start again. So and there's some prizes attached. So it can be like a very good escape from FPL. If you're having a bad game week, you
Mm-hmm.
just come.
Yeah,
You might
yeah,
be doing well here, and then you never know. So yeah, that's that. If anybody wants to check it out, I've already set up my team. I
yeah.
haven't joined any leagues yet, so we'll see how that goes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There are mini leagues with it, right?
yeah, you
There
can
are
join. Yeah,
mini
you can
leagues too.
join mini leagues. Yeah, I haven't found anyone yet, but yeah, you can join mini leagues definitely.
Well,
Um,
you can create a mini league, and then people will join.
nah,
That's how
nah,
it always
I don't
starts.
think I have the time yet, but I've already made my team anyway, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
um,
but I think it's quite interesting, to be honest. The interesting aspect is, especially those that get bored with FPL very quickly, because they are those kind of people, right?
yeah,
Like, you play this the 1 game week, 2 game weeks, things are not working for you.
you
Bam,
just
I
check
don't want to
out.
play
Yeah,
again.
yeah, definitely.
We used to be like that, when we
In the
started playing the
beginning,
game
yeah,
initially.
definitely.
The beginning, like, this is so boring. Like, I'm not winning, so let me just, why is that I even play the game? And then you, like, mid-season, you are already gone. But this one is like like in the week.
It's
So this
like
week is
every
gone. Next week
every
you
every
start.
week a new game. Yeah, every week a new game. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, it's good to bring in new people into FPL, but I'm sure the hardcore FPL players, the hardcore FPL players will find it very difficult
yeah.
to to to
There are more
like
rules
to
actually.
enjoy.
Yeah, there are more rules. There might
Yeah.
be about I think deadlines. I think you have multiple deadlines. I haven't really read. Excuse me, I haven't
Mhm.
really read much about it, but I've seen that there's some. They're more. It's more flexible, to be honest. It's more flexible. You
Yeah,
have.
it's
Yeah, yeah. It's more
flexible. It's
and
flexible.
it kind of reminds me of like Champions League FPL in a way. Champions League is
Yeah.
very different. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. And the other thing is, like I say, like it convinces other people to play the game.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
It
play,
brings more
because
people. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
it's short time. It bring more attention,
To the
more
game. Yeah.
attention to the game. And then, even FPL, we know, like you say, the FPL community is very small.
Hmm.
So, like, let's say there are 10 million people playing FPL. Like, the FPL community, those are the ones that take the game very seriously, like yourself
I
and
don't even think
myself.
it's 1 million. Yeah, it's probably less than
Yeah,
that, right?
it's very small. It's
Very
very
small.
small.
Yeah.
And then, how do you, like, keep the other people going? So I think the FPL challenge is kind of that kind of uh, uh extra thing in FPL that will, help others, stay along with the game until the end, because not everyone stays.
Yeah. The template. I think we were talking about this before we started the podcast. The template change. It's like, is it overdue now? Because it seems like we all have the same players, even though those that didn't have the players that are actually consistent this season, everybody has them now. So at this stage of the season, the last 8 games is when it's difficult to actually gain rank right now because there are only a few changes you can make. And this season, people were like, we had a lot of options that were doing well, and all of a sudden now, all those options are now not doing so well. Their points have dried
Mhm.
up. So
Mhm.
points is difficult to come by now, unless you're very lucky. But do you think it's time for a change for the template? And if so, what type of players should we be looking at right now? That's a very valid question at this point.
That- I think that is the most difficult aspect of it,
Yeah.
like weak players, because, like, the fixtures kind of dictate what you do as an FPL. Like, right now, we are talking about Liverpool. We all know, if anybody who's wildcard, and you're gonna have at least two Liverpool players in your team, at least two Arsenal players, or even three Arsenal players.
Mm-hmm.
Parma, nobody's gonna let go of Parma in their team.
Yep.
Like, you maybe in defense, you can look at the template in defense and then try to change the narrative there. But in midfield is kind of very, very
Same,
strong. The
it's
template
very
is very strong
five.
in
Yeah,
midfield.
same
Everybody
same players. Yep.
is the same. But also, there are injuries happening right now. Only Watkins
Yeah,
injury, maybe
yeah.
that kind of throw a
Open up a bit.
curveball there,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
open up. Yeah. So, and then Haaland not being on form, maybe people, half of the managers who own him will, okay, we don't want Haaland for the remainder of the season because I've seen people doing those kind of things. And then, so maybe it will change by itself. The template kind of changes itself. It's difficult to change it. Like it decides itself, the template. I don't know which players you can trust for a Palmer, which player you can trust for a Saka, which player you can trust for a Salah, which player you can trust for a Son. These four players, they're going to be in everybody's team. Defensively, Gabriel is going to be in everybody's team. So who's going to be the two, like, people are going with double Arsenal defense? Who's going to be maybe those things you can, but I think the template is now too strong for it to change. It's going to remain the same for the remainder of the
Of
season.
the season. I think that also ties into this last one, the Imagine FPL options. Right now, it's even difficult to get like real valid options in FPL. The only one I can think of right now is Muniz from Fulham, who's pretty cheap. I think it's what 4.7 million or so. But
Yeah.
the rest, even Richarlison was doing well when Son was not there. Now he's on the bench. Bowen is coming back. Kudus is a good option that has been there. He's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
getting more he should be looked at now like with serious eyes right now. Who else? I can't really think of many people of many players right now. It's
Yeah.
difficult, man.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you see, Bowen, I had Bowen ahead of this game week. So who was like a very good differential player to hold. But then you look at the fixtures, you look at the double game weeks coming there. Like I say,
You have to
especially myself,
capitalize. Yeah, yeah.
you have to capitalize on those players. That's why I sold Bowen. And then because I had to bring in Palmer. Palmer has a couple of double game weeks coming. So because I don't have Palmer, so I have to sell somebody. Even though I have Madison, I could have sold Madison, which is like the only the downside thing. But of course, now we are playing Luton, and then Bowen was playing against Newcastle away from home. So it made more sense to sell Madison at that time, to sell Bowen at that time. So, but yeah, Muniz is another one. But Newcastle to Barnes, he scored a couple of goals, brace.
Oh yeah, I saw
The
that.
good thing with the good thing with him is Almiron got another injury. He has been in very bad form. What is it? Gordon? Gordon is also a very good
Gordon's,
player to
yeah,
have.
yeah,
Yeah, he got a red card. Did you see his red card?
yeah. I saw that you got a
Second
red card.
yellow card.
I didn't know what happened, but I know you got a red card.
Very silly red card. He got a yellow card already, and then he kicked the ball. So when he kicked the ball, the only reason the referee gave him the yellow card because he think he did not have an initial yellow card. You see, this is what I hate about
Oh,
football. This is what I hate about football.
so
But once you give,
if he knew, he wouldn't have given it.
he will not have given it to him because he did not know.
Oh
So what
man.
happened? Bowen had to run to the referee to tell him you have already given him a yellow card. So this is the second yellow card, and then now there is no option to go back with that yellow
No.
card. He
Yeah.
removed the red card. So you see, he would not have
Damn.
given it to him because he just passed the ball. But that is the thing in football. If you set your rules,
Consistency.
consistency, follow the rules. Don't change the rules. Don't bend the rules because of I will give him a second chance or something like that. Because you will not have
Yeah.
you will have done that if this was not the case. And it was so clear to see. It took him about some seconds before he made the decision to make the red card. So it's clear. Even though if you ask the referee, do you guys consider this? They will say no. Usually they will say no because they don't want to feel undermined or something. I don't know how can I say that, but the reality is they do. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, Barnes is an emergent option because
Bands,
now
yeah.
both of them are suspended. Barnes is Gordon is suspended, and this guy, what is his name? Almiron is out of favor. He's out of form. He's injured again. So I think Barnes, this final stretch, he could be the Newcastle player that could be a good asset. That is my take there.
So
Yeah.
FPL assets returning from injury. I think this just when I made this headline, I just thought of Bomo, because when I saw him, not the game against us, I don't know whether I didn't watch that game, so I don't know whether he played well, but the previous game when he came in, you can see that this guy is like very crucial to the way that the team plays. He's been out for a while. It seems like I'm sure they were just testing him out, but I feel like he's like a player that will get them back on form because Tony, he's doing okay. It's not too bad, but what we were expecting from him, all of a sudden people stop talking about him after the first game.
Yeah.
It's like he just disappeared from our
And
minds or
I still
something,
have
you
him.
know.
I still have him in my team.
So
hoping for that differential stuff.
yeah, so you mentioned Trent is coming back. Jota, I'm very interested to see if he's going to come back anytime soon because he's the only player that I trust apart from Salah in the Liverpool team. I'll be honest. I don't trust anybody else. Or let's say I don't want anybody else. That's a more straightforward observation for me. So, which other players do you see that are coming back from injury that might impact the way we play, or maybe give us more options in FPL, especially those of us that are wildcarding this week? So, yeah,
Yeah, I think I mentioned one already. That is Barnes, of course.
Barnes, yeah,
The reason nobody is talking about him is because he was like out for the whole season, and of course he did not score since the first game
mm-hmm.
of the season. Then he has got some very bad injuries coming in and then going
I think
out again.
I have
But
to
we
make a
all
note of him. Yeah, Barnes.
But of course, we remember when he was at Leicester, he was one of those he was even at the point people were getting him ahead of Madison when Madison was very good at Leicester. We are thinking, is Barnes better than Madison?
He's
So
very
if
streaky.
we
He's
come
very
back to
streaky.
that,
Yeah, he's very streaky.
yeah, very
That's what I
streaky.
remember. Yeah, if he scores, he
Yeah,
continues
yeah.
scoring for a few games, and then he goes on this. Yeah. Okay.
So
So
and then
go on. Go
the
ahead.
Liverpool ones you mentioned, Jota and Trent, those ones, they are like, I don't think they are players that we should look to get, but the impact they will have on the Liverpool team, especially if you are thinking about other Liverpool assets. For example, everybody, like some managers, we are having Bradley at right back. So if Trent comes, what happens with that right back position? Who's
Yeah.
gonna start? Is Trent gonna start every single game? You don't want to have Trent, and his price is 8.5
Mm-hmm.
million. With Jota, likewise, Diaz, who's gonna go out of the team? Darwin now, despite not being the best FPL asset, like especially for you because of the misses and all those kind of things, he is now the Liverpool established number 9. So if Jota comes in,
What
who does
happens?
Jota replace?
Yeah.
Because
That's a good
Diaz is
question. That's a good
Diaz
question.
is in a very good form. So it's difficult, They are gonna cause trouble, but not by everybody getting them, but like
But we say this
because it
all the
tells them.
time. We say this all the time, especially with Liverpool. But when Jota starts, then you see what
Uh-huh.
this guy is capable of, and you say, "Oh, you know what? I think I was wrong." Yeah, we know. To be honest, I know his quality. I'm a big admirer
Uh-huh.
of Jota, and I know why. The only problem with him is the injuries. That is all.
Uh-huh.
But when he plays, he
Uh,
brings something different to your team. He's a better finisher than almost everybody apart from Salah in their team. To be honest, if you ask me,
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
By the way, let me throw one nugget for the Imagine FPL asset before we move. That is McAllister.
you think he's gonna
McAllister,
be? Mm,
he's 5 million or something.
it's
No, no,
cheap.
no. Right now, he's not playing as the Liverpool 6 anymore. He
Mm.
last game he created the most, like almost every single game he's creating the most. He created 6 chances. He could have scored in that game as well. Created 6 chances, created the most big chances, created most passes into the opposition box. Like he is getting to that level. Of course, he's not taking the set piece and all whatnot. Sometimes he take corner kicks. Maybe he will not give you a lot of goals, but the
But
assist,
assist,
he's
yeah.
getting into that kind of KDB territory when it comes to he's creating everything for the club. Right now, he's the most important Liverpool player when it comes to creativity. The chances that we are having, Salah that day, he should have scored more because of the chances that Salah took 11 shots in that game, or 12. I think most of them were created by McAllister. McAllister created six most chances. I did not check the stats before coming, but he's gonna play every single game for Liverpool. One, right? That is a certainty. He's gonna play. He's gonna start as long as he's fit. He's gonna start every single game, and he's gonna play in the advanced areas. And then if Salah is not on the pitch, he's gonna take the penalties. And maybe even if Salah is on the pitch, he might take the penalties because of the way he dispatches them. So he's another player who's like he's not the exciting pick, just like Rodri at Man
He's
City.
not a sexy
We don't
pick.
want to have Rodri. Yeah, but I think
I'm
if you
open
are
to
thinking
ideas,
about
man. I'm open to
bench
ideas. I don't
boosting,
mind. Yeah.
you are thinking about bench boosting and all those kind of things. But again, midfield is very tight place
It's
where
very tight, man.
to
It's
slot
very.
in a player.
I
Yeah.
have to like. This is a good segue to let me just show you what I've come up with. I have to sacrifice
Uh-huh.
Foden. Can you imagine this? It's either Foden or Haaland. One of them have to
Mm.
go because I can't. This is the team that I have right now: Petrovic,
Yeah.
Neto, these two keepers, right? I think with the keeper, I think
Yeah.
it's fine because Chelsea, and then Bournemouth. So this is okay. White, I
Uh-huh.
think I need to you need to Arsenal if you're wildcarding. Mitchell is somebody who's a
Yeah.
4.5, so he's cheap enough that I can get him or somebody else. And Crystal Palace also have two like a double. Gusto, he's the only one that I feel like I'm gonna wait on more news to see if he stays in or not. I haven't heard
Mhm.
anything from the coach. Brantwaite also
Mhm.
Everton. They have two. He's also cheap enough, 4.2. Midfield
Mhm.
is unchanged. The only new player that is here is Kluivert, and he's cheap enough for me. It's 4.6. You know,
Mhm.
Son, Palmer, Salah. Salah is the new addition in this midfield, and
Wh-
Saka.
Why do you have Clement? Is it because of funds or what?
Funds, yeah. I can't afford. You see, Muniz is 4.7. Solanke, even
No, but I see your team as very cheap in a way because defensively, Brian White, Mitchell, and then Gusto. Then you have the Arsenal double defense. That is quite expensive, but not that
I have
expensive. Defensive goalkeeper.
I have
So how many do you have in the bank? How many do you have in
I
the bank
have
with
four
this team?
midfielders that let me check. Hope it doesn't come here. I have oh, I think it's gone back. Oh crap. Oh, I have to do it. I have to do it again. But
This is just a draft, right?
it's a draft.
You
Yeah,
did not hit the you did not hit the wild card button yet.
I
You
haven't hit
gotta
it
hit
in.
it, man.
I'll,
But
I'll do it.
anyways,
After this point, I'll do it because I'm still thinking, man. I'm sure some of these prices are going up, but still, I feel like it doesn't matter at this point. So the only other option I'm thinking about is
Mhm,
like taking Haaland out of my team. But then even if I do, I'm just
mhm.
gonna improve on the defense and which other striker comes in. But the midfield right now, I feel like if I'm gonna get somebody else, it's gonna be
The-
maybe a Foden. Foden
but
comes in.
who defend?
Sorry.
Uh, and even Haaland, if you sell him, but if you sell him, with defenders are leaving.
If I sell him, I'm gonna go with Van Dijk. Maybe Gusto upgrade to Van Dijk. Midfield, maybe I get
Mhm.
Foden in, and then I'll have like a
Yeah,
all star all star midfield at this point. But then
all
he has
star
to be
midfield.
at the expense of Haaland right now, and they have a good fixture next game week.
Okay.
So maybe after the maybe the easy fixture, I might take him out and then maybe have more funds to bring in somebody else. But right now, this is my
Yeah.
team, man. This is what I'm going with.
Yeah. But but personally, I think Haaland, you should think about him game week 37. Just have a plan for him. Like Salah will not be necessary in the game week 37. And then if you don't have Haaland now, you can use the Salah funds and then just move to Haaland in that particular game week. And then
So 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 your
but
advice
again,
your advice is not to remove Haaland now and then think about him in 37 when he doubles.
yeah, because you can sell Salah at that time. Like, of course, you don't want to go to the end of the season without Salah, especially the final game weeks and stuff
I
like
know
that.
I know.
But it's possible. It's doable. I mentioned McAllister. He has not blanked in the last 5 games, so
I might just
and
get
he's kicking
McAllister
a lot.
because that can be the second Liverpool. It might be in place of Kluivert, especially when you guys are coming up with this double game week. I need at least
Mhm.
two Liverpool players to be honest. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Um.
but that's it. That's it. If I think Klopp was ever gonna rest McAllister, he's gonna rest him against Sheffield United. But he will not. He will not. He dare not. He dare not because of the importance of that. But of course he can because of there is Harvey Elliott can play. He's in very good form,
But
so you can
how
rest McAllister for
who
Harvey.
do I bench? Even if I get five, like the problem is the benching. It's gonna be a benching headache in my if you get like five midfielders that are all possibly
No,
good
but
enough
because
to
you are
play.
bench boosting in game week 34, that's why I'm setting up that because these kind of players are very important for bench boosting.
Mm,
These cheap midfielders are very important, especially those that play the whole game. They will play 180 minutes. They are
that's
very
true.
important for bench boosting.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this at
Mhm.
least this is for 31 going onwards. So right now, like the
Mhm.
most important player that I want to get in is Salah. The rest is just like I have, just Arsenal defense, my keeper situation, and then just Watkins for Solanke. That's it. The rest is like yeah. So I have to get it right, man, because this is just one shot. Yeah. So let's end with your team for 31. I think you,
Ah,
you you also have a few flags that you have to.
yeah, tons of flags.
Yeah.
Ariola, he's out. I think he might be out for the season, maybe
Hmm.
because they don't. It's unknown. He has a groin injury. Watkins, he has a hamstring. They say he could continue,
He might
but I
miss
think
a
Watkins,
few games, yeah.
yeah, his time is up. His time is up. Doughty, I don't know what happened. Gusto too had a Gusto. I brought him for the hit, so it was so disappointing to see him
Yeah.
concede 2 goals and then get the get the injury flag. But yeah, my team is looking like this. I'm gonna take a hit this week, definitely,
Another one?
to feel out.
Wow.
Yeah, like I have to settle my team. I feel my team is bad at this point, to be honest. Defensively, I feel I'm happy with Gabriel and Reguilon. Reguilon will be back against Brighton this week. But Tottenham, they seem to concede every single game. So
They're not the best
I
defensively
want,
right now, yeah.
yeah, I want to get an Arsenal defender, extra Arsenal defender, because I think they are the best defense in the league, and they are more serious about defending than any team. It's not just about being the best. They are more serious. They want to keep clean sheets. Unlike Liverpool, they don't care. They want to win the games this season. That's what I feel. Arsenal, they are obsessed with keeping clean
Defending.
sheets with their defense.
Mm.
So I want to get the extra Arsenal defender, Ben White or Saliba, for Doherty, and then I will take out Watkins or Morris for a striker, which will be Darwin, definitely.
Solanke?
No, I don't need Solanke. I don't need Solanke now. I know he has the double game week because remember in double game week 34, I'm not gonna bench boost like you guys. So I need to have a strong 11. I
Mm.
don't necessarily need a
Need a
strong
strong bench, yeah.
15 player. So if I have that Darwin will be doubling in that particular game week. Is Tony doubling in that game week? I don't think so, right? Tony is not doubling, right? Brentford are not doubling.
He
Let me
plays
see.
Luton, yeah.
But he plays Luton, right? It's a good fixture. So I can be comfortable playing Tony. And then in the midfield, you have Palmer. You will play Palmer that week. Salah will double. Saka will double. And then, the Tottenham guys, they are not doubling, but I can replace them. I can replace one of the Tottenham guys. And then I have Gabriel and the other Arsenal defender. And then probably I will bring in a Liverpool defender, probably, or a Liverpool midfielder, maybe Diaz, to make the triple Liverpool in midfield. So yeah, I'll not have to worry about the double game week. Yeah, with 11 good. I will have 11 good players for the double game weeks. I can forecast that. Yeah, that's my team. Madison, Palmer, Salah. Yeah. Mm. Madison, I don't want to start him, honestly, but he has to because I don't have the players
He's the
right
best
now.
option at that
So
in here that you have even on the
yeah,
bench, yeah.
because he was substituted in the 60th minute or something, yeah, for the second game in a row. I did not even know that. Like every
Mm.
60 minutes, Madison is scored. Like you would expect
Maybe
him to
he's
stay
not fit
until
enough.
90
He's not fit
minutes.
enough. Then maybe that's why they're trying to protect
Yeah,
him. Probably.
and
Yeah.
he has not been impactful enough too. So yeah, he has to go at some point. I don't know when, but soon.
So
Yeah, that's it.
Captain Salah in game week 31, and then in game week 32,
100%. Yeah, that
who do you captain in 32?
in game week 32. I've not set up my game week 32 team yet, but uh, I'm not even thought about game week 32 to be honest. But I think I already have it in my planner. So give me a sec. I'll tell you.
uh,
I think it's Son. I think it's Son.
Son
Yeah,
plays
Son is my captain in
Son
game.
plays Nottingham Forest home. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of the
yeah,
best.
yeah.
That's one of the
Nottingham
better
Forest.
options. Yeah, for 32.
Yeah, Son is if he's fit, he's my captain 100% without shadow of doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, 32 is Son. I already that's in my planner.
All
So
right.
you we
Me,
going with?
I have Son. He looking at my options, he seems like he's the highest rank right now for the. He has the better game week in 32, so definitely might be him. But
Mhm.
you never know. I might captain Salah, against ManU.
Man, I will not do that. Not
Okay,
this time around.
okay, you see.
I, I, I did. Of course, we did that when he scored the hat trick at Old Trafford. But because that week there was no one, absolutely no one with a good fixture that we had in our team at that point in time.
Mm.
So and Salah was flying that time. So like I don't know, this is not the time, Bruce. No, 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 no. Don't do it.
I surprise you guys, and maybe maybe captain him, and then.
Okay. It
Ah.
depends on what he does at Sevilla United, of course. If he had tricks, I'm sure many people will go there because of the form, that kind of thing. But for me, I decided it's not gonna be him 100%. He will play, but he will not be my captain.
Yeah. All right, man. I think we've come to the end of the pod. It's been a long one, but it's well deserved because we haven't recorded in a while. So I guess it's accepted. So
It's justified.
it's justified, definitely. So
Uh,
yeah, thank you guys for joining us, for listening to the pod or viewing the pod on YouTube now these days. So check out Jola Football Bantapa, our
it
page on
has been
YouTube.
told though.
Yeah, Gambian football, of course, always there, consistent content for you. Yeah. All right, guys. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.
Well, good on that.